Breathe in what the trees breathe out, and vice versa. Everything is connected. I love this t-shirt, and today I want to tell you about my daughter's third grade teacher. And I don't know, she may have had stuff going on, but man, she was not kind to my daughter, and her bathroom schedule was so restrictive that when we came out of third grade, she ended up seeing a pediatrician and had to have treatment in order to straighten out her bowels because she was forced at the school to withhold for so long. Basically, they had 2 bathroom periods in the entire day. For the whole day that they were there, there were 2 times that they could use the restroom, and she would only allow one student of each gender out of the room at any time because they weren't allowed to go to the restroom at the same time. So 2 times, 10-minute breaks, 22 students. And she thought that was enough. And we ended up having to treat my daughter for encopresis because there was a problem. And now my daughter actually has a situation in her current school where she's allowed to go. She has a sheet, and if they want to go, they can have the teacher sign it and use up one of their 10 optional slots. Other than that, they're supposed to go between passing periods. However, the school is so jam-packed, so full, so chaotic in the hallways that she says she often doesn't have time for that. However, she does say that she doesn't want to use those slots because if she uses those slots, then she doesn't have an opportunity to be in a raffle at the end of each 6 weeks. And that means that she is actively being rewarded for putting her own bowels on hold. In third grade, she was actively punished. If they used bathroom time other than during those 2 allowed periods, they actually had to walk laps at recess. So tune in and I'll tell you about the other thing that her teacher did. It gets worse, or maybe not. Health is more important than knowledge, I think. So part 1 was, man, it is just not, I cannot see how we can ask people basically to ignore their bodily functions. So we just came off of that video, and you know kind of what I think of that kind of policy. I just don't think it's very smart. I don't think it's very healthy for students. I know we've got to keep some kind of order, but really we should expect our students to be able to take responsibility for their own bowels and for their own bodies. So going back to my daughter's third grade teacher who had a very draconian bathroom policy. The other thing that she did, one day my daughter walked into the school. She was very excited. She'd looked up, she'd used her own eyes, she'd observed. She walked in and she said, "Guess what? I saw the moon in the sky today as I was coming into school." And the teacher said, "No, you didn't." And she said, "Yes, I did. It's up there." And she said, "No, the moon does not come up during the daytime. The moon comes up at nighttime. So if it was nighttime, you would see the moon. But what you saw was obviously the sun, because we never see the sun. We never see the moon in the daytime. That's a nighttime thing." And my daughter said, "No, that's what I saw." And she said, "No, you don't understand what you've seen." So I'm still not over it. My daughter's in 6th grade. It's been years. You know what, guys? You have the ability to think for yourself. You have the ability to observe with your own eyes. And some people in the authority may not know what is true and what is not true. They may not have all the information. If you find that somebody asks you to contradict what you see with your own eyes, question that. Trust yourself, because you can make observations. Now, somebody may have more information. So if they say to you, "You know what, that's not the moon, you're seeing the sun, it's a daytime thing," say, "Okay, take me outside, show me. Show me data, let me look. How does the moon travel?" But I can tell you that the same reason that we see eclipses, that's either the moon blocking the sun or the sun blocking the moon. And that means that the sun and the moon can cohabit, either the moon blocking the sun or the earth blocking the reflection of the sun onto the moon. I'm sorry, I misspoke. See, even I can be wrong. Actually, I'm probably wrong more than I'd like to admit. So if you are not able to get a satisfactory answer from someone, question. Because just because someone's a teacher, just because they have a Miss So-and-so in front of their name, just because they are in a position of authority, does not mean that they have all the knowledge that there is to have. So if I can see the sun in the daytime sky, if I can see the moon in the daytime sky, both, and I can observe that with my own eyes, and somebody tells me I never saw it, I'm going to question that. And I am, as a science teacher, as a person who believes in observation, and as a person who believes in enabling students to become their own powerful observers in science, I am still raving mad over that. And the fact that that was not a concern for the school really kind of broke my respect for that particular school. That was during the pandemic, and it was a private school, so it wasn't public education, but you know what? Any teacher can be wrong. So respect your teachers, ask respectfully, but question. Always question.